Hey, what's up, folks? Today is March 7th, 2025. I am Eric. I'm your host of Success Over Stress. So I'm a little bit fired up, and usually when I get to talking this fast is because I've been on here doing some records or something or running through something for a while, and then I had an issue, ran into something, and so now I'm just got to get it all out of my head. Anyway, pardon me for talking so fast, but what I'm going to show you today is something that I was running through. I was going to actually do a debugging video to show you how to use the debugger a little bit, but that bug out went the wrong way, so I ended up doing a video that was about an hour long, ended up having a crash of the system, and so I'm not going to use that, but I'll have to do the debugging one on another video. Anyway, what I was looking at today is pretty much where we have this guy over here. So let me pull it up. All right, so, and actually got the wrong one here, but let me see. Yeah, hang on. I got a duplicate. I told you, stuff is not working right for me today. Hang on, let's see. Equal radar 2 would be, is it this one? This guy? Oh, there's another duplicate. Hang on. Should be version 3, that guy. All right. Okay, so if we look on this screen here, you'll see that I have the large orders here. So the large orders is pretty much showing me all these large orders and medium and large orders that aggregated over the entire bar. And so I'm just getting a total value of that number and plotting it out here. So you see here that there was a large amount of medium and large size sell orders in this general area here. Okay, also in this general area here. All right, what happened there? You know, we had a little bit of a sell-off. But so then what we're looking for is, right, so large buying orders, right? So here and here, these are large buyers, and somewhere in through here. Okay, so then will we expect the chart to move up? I don't know, but I'm trying to figure it out. So I also needed to make today, I wanted to see what goes on with these smaller orders, right? So this is filtered for orders that, so these are all the orders. These are orders 3 contracts and greater, and these are orders, I think like 5 contracts or greater, something like that. I might need to change this one to 10 contracts or greater. But any route, I want to see what's going on with these smaller orders, because I think the smaller orders are just as important as the larger orders, because the smaller orders are typically where you're going to see stops taken and that kind of thing, whereas the larger orders will be, the market, the larger market players with big money, deep pockets. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're going to go back here, and we want to see what happens with these smaller orders. So I made a script that was almost identical to this larger order script here, but it's for smaller orders. And I made it like this so I can drag one over top of the other. And you see that the smaller orders, even though they are smaller contract sizes, their volume supersedes the volume of the larger orders. I mean, but you would expect that. The larger institutions, and they're trying to hide their orders within these small orders, right? They're trying to hide this, their position within these small orders, and they can do that, right? They can do that. All right, and if they are doing it well, then they will do that. They don't want it to be obvious that they, look at this, right? So this volume here looks pretty much identical to the rest of these volumes. I mean, it's pretty much the same, right? But within here, you had this huge amount of medium to large size players, which they're just hiding in there, and you wouldn't see it unless you knew how to look. But anyway, let me show you how to look. Okay, so we're going to go over here to my programming environment here. All right, so this is for the larger orders. This is something I put together, and then I actually did a copy and paste and moved it over to the small orders. Well, I didn't have any issues with the larger orders. It's weird, I didn't have any issues with the larger orders, and then I went and I was going to do a debugging process because I was having this issue with the smaller orders, and the issue lied in here. And so I ended up, just kind of commenting this out, and then it worked just fine. But this is the meat and potatoes, right? So what we're pretty much doing is we're saying that if we have an updated event on the time and sales, that if the size of that order is smaller than your small size filter, then you want to take whatever, then you want to look and see if the price is less than or equal to the bid price. You want to put it down on the bottom side. You want to put it for the bid side. You want to aggregate. You want to take whatever you had for the cumulative bids before, and then you want to plus equals the size of whatever order is that you're looking at now. Same thing with the ask. If it's larger than or equal to the ask price, then you want to take the cumulative ask that you already have, and then you want to add the size of the new order. Now, when you get to a new bar, you want to reset your cumulative bid and your cumulative ask equal to 0. So I didn't have any issues, like I said, with the large orders, but I was using args.data here, and it worked fine for the large orders for some reason, but it didn't work fine for the small orders. I believe that you want to use time of sales provider.data anyway instead of args. But like I said, over here on the large orders, the args.data worked just fine, no issues. But when I put it on the small orders, I had an issue. So anyway, I was able to finally figure it out after an hour and a half and a crash. I was able to figure out that this was the problem. I changed it, fixed it. Now I've got everything running smoothly. And so what I've done is I went ahead and did that as a stream write to one of my text files. And then so now that I have stream write, I can take this information, and as it's being recorded, right? The time's currently 3:09, so it's just steadily saving data. Okay. As I record it, I can then go back when I'm on my chart, and then it will pull it up. Oh, look at this big spike. Okay, but you see it's a big spike there, but it's mostly what? Small buyers, right? If it's mostly small buyers, then it's a likelihood that that was stops getting hit, right? And I don't even want to say small buyers. I'll just say small players. We'll say that that was, leave it red. We'll say that that was stops getting hit. So now if we come back over here and we're actually looking for a bounce and a continuation up, then we might want to see what? We might want to see a peak of the large buyers. I did this with two separate scripts for one specific reason. I actually wanted to do it on one script so that I only called on the market depth provider one time. But the way I have it now is I can drag this from one subgraph to another so I can see with more clarity, you know, what's going on with, you know, each individual data set. Okay, if I pull this up here and then I adjusted the scale, now it's going to be harder to see, because like I said, for this reason I might want to see more of what's going on with the large orders, but then when I do that, the small orders get off of the platform. So all you have to do is go in here, double click, left click on that, go to scaling, and then go back to automatic scaling range, and then just take one of them and drag them to another subgraph. Now this just happens to be on a subgraph of another script that I have, which is fine because that subgraph, you know, it's doing okay by itself. All right. Now this is still off. The scaling for this one. Okay. So I got to change the scaling for both of them to automatic. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Again, this is my second attempt or third attempt at making a debugging video that has gone south. So hopefully I'll be able to put together another debugging video for you, and we can rock with that later. All right, this is the only other thing that I want to show you. If we move to my other main display here, you'll see that during the time, so I finally, as of this week, made an icon to show me that I do have my Eagle Vision, my Eagle token running, so it's saving all this data. Unfortunately, I've got something going on with it, whereas I might need to call these scripts to pull the data from the Eagle token. I might need to do that at a later date or after the chart's been running 5 minutes. I've got to figure it out, but whenever I start the program up, I'm getting an error saying that there's an infinite loop detected through using this initial Eagle token here, right? So I've got to fix that because this is kind of my bread and butter right here that records all these subgraphs, and then I have separate scripts that pulls the data from this main Eagle token. Okay, so you see here that I just restarted my computer here just a bit ago after the crash, so everything is running from here out. Now if I go to let me see if I can just turn off stream ticks and then turn it back on.
Swing break 3 hours 13 minutes and 30 seconds.
It should pull a little bit more of that data. Let's see. Should pull it back from the rest of the first part of today. Yeah, there we go.
Break 3 hours,
okay.
13 minutes.
All right, so I just go up here. Now, I'm finding that I have to do this, you know, every time after I get that issue with the infinite loop. So I just go and I just turn everything off. Off. I already did that one. On. Then everything will pop back up again. This is all this data from this Eagle token here that I have is going to a stream write, and it's saving it to a text file, and then I'm pulling it all back up using the Eagle token again, saving it to a dictionary, and then all these other programs should be pulling from that dictionary, that global dictionary. All right, got to give it a little time, and then it's a thing of beauty. Look at that high ass amount right there. That's right here. Okay, while that's loading up, oh yeah, we wanted to see, was that going to hold support, right? If we're going to get something in here to signify that we're holding this level. Medium and large buyers are above ass. Low bid, come on. That's 315. There's a lot of low bids. Okay, all this up here came in. Okay, good deal. Oh wow. But look at the amount of ticks that's coming in. The amount of ticks got really high here. So well, it's not I mean, it is much higher. It's not high like 1049 high. But these ticks are coming in higher transactions. Let's see what's happening over here.
Swing break 3 hours 16 minutes and 15 seconds.
Okay, so larger players didn't really come in right here, but there were a lot of stops. I imagine these are stops. A lot of stops taken on this area, which we kind of expected, right? Because kind of expected people to put stops right there, and then they did. They got swept right there. I'm not seeing that as large buyers though, or I don't even want to say large buyers, large players. So that might be a rejection. Oh, there we go. There's the large players there on the bottom side. But I don't know that means they're just going to push through. Oh wow, look at this. Oh wow. This is the inside bids. Players on the bottom side of the market, on the bid side of the market, got really high here. And again, that is, you know, considering that this might be resistance. It's the tug of war. It's the tug of war. Yep. So I hadn't quite figured all this stuff out yet. I'm getting more and more of a footing. Ooh, and that's good too. Look at that. If we go down here, we see there's a huge amount of small orders to the top side. Well, there's a huge amount of large orders to the top side too. And small orders. Okay, so there's a lot of orders to the top side here. So I guess it moved up, but so this is definitely a significant area right in here. Price went down through it, came back up to it. Okay, so that makes sense. All right, but if it pushes through this, then it might be good to go because again, there's medium and large orders really big here, and there's also small orders really big here. So if it pushes through that, then you know, might be good to go to continue on. Nice little rejection candle there. But if it goes, all right, so these magenta lines here are VWAP from prior days. This is VWAP from today. This is, I guess, 2 standard deviation of VWAP. So it went up and touched it there just a bit ago. And got those 2 there now. This is the high of the day, this bar here. This is the low of the day, this bar here. You see the news here. These are all scripts, guys. These are all scripts that I made. I didn't make the VWAP script though, so. But pretty much most of the stuff that you see on my platform is stuff that I created. This mid to large order is something that I created here on the 5-tick chart. This is something that I might be able to take off now that have these other indicators here. All right, is that a pullback or is? Okay. All right. Anyway, I didn't want to do a live kind of recap of what's going on because I don't know it that well. To be honest with you, I don't know it that well. But I am getting a better appreciation. And one of the things I've done here recently is I've kind of opened up office hours for working on my programming and day trading. So instead of just kind of doing it randomly during the day and just doing different things, I'm trying to have some type of organization to what I'm doing in the day. Okay, so all right, and this is one something that I have typically found that when the inside ask, this blue line, when the inside ask is over the red line, the blue line, the inside bid is over the inside ask, that's when we're most likely to move up. But you see that didn't apply here. Okay. All right. What a day. What a day, folks. What a day. All right, guys. Anyways, I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.